We're here continuing the draft grading series. In this video, we will be doing the Carolina Panthers. As you all know, Carolina Panthers got Bryce Young, the #1 overall pick. But before we get into this, I'm Two Tone Sports. Thank you for tuning in. As always, all support is appreciated. In this series, we will be doing my draft grade, also going through Mel Kiper's draft grade and PFF, because I like to give 3 points of view, because it's not just my opinion. I want to see what the other twos have to say. If you do not agree with mine, please let's have a discussion down in the comments, and would love to have some back-to-back conversations with you guys and see you Panthers fans on why you may differ from my viewpoint. So, with that being said, let's jump into this one. Carolina Panthers traded with the Chicago Bears to get the #1 overall pick. That pick was the 5'10", 204-pound QB in Bryce Young. I truly don't think he plays at 204. He probably plays anywhere from 190 to 195. He probably drank a gallon of water going into the combine, but whatever. #1 overall QB, #1 overall ranked, graded at a 96. Clear best QB. You got your franchise QB in a trade, and you got rid of McCaffrey, and you gave some stuff back to Chicago for it. Doesn't matter. You got your franchise QB. I'm going to get into this. Is strictly draft grade, not off-season grade. I will talk a little bit about the off-season as well. All right? So, Bryce Young, pre-draft analysis. Young is a fast processor with a quick release and the touch to lead receivers 2 yards after the catch. He has rare poise, no moment is too big for him, and he rarely makes mental errors. He's a pocket passer first, but Young has the mobility to extend plays and effectively run or scramble. He has held up well, except for a shoulder injury that limited for a few weeks in the middle of 2022, even though he has had a short, linear frame by NFL quarterback standards. Matt Miller's NFL comp, Drew Brees. Guys, if you get Drew Brees out of this, holy hell. All right, post-draft. Scroll down here. Boom. Young's skill set is an ideal fit in Frank Reich's offense, which mixes a passing game that attacks multiple areas of the field with a diverse run game. New coordinator Thomas Brown comes from a Rams scheme that uses shifts and motions to create confusion. Young's accuracy, decision-making, and poise should translate well here. He could be the long-term answer for the Panthers, who completed just 58.4% of their passes and finished 31st in total QBR at 27.6 last year. You could thank Big Bake for that. Some of it, at least. Projected year 1 impact, rookie of the year candidate. The Panthers made the big move to trade up to select Young, so they won't wait to get him onto the field. His composure under center, field vision, ability to extend the play, and full field accuracy will allow him to start and produce immediately as a pro. To give you guys a little background information, I am a Chargers fan, so no bias here. I try to do every single video as an NFL fan. Obviously, I'm in favor of the Chargers a little bit, but I'm a realistic fan of the NFL as well as college, as well as UFC. So, that being said, we're going to talk about Bryce Young here for a second. Best QB in the draft. We're going to talk about the offseason moves, too. I'm not grading each pick individually. I will give it toward the end of this. The Panthers did the right thing. What do I mean by that? You traded up, you got your franchise QB because you're tired of messing around with people like Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield. Cool, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. If it was next year, you would have had to give up pretty much everything to get Caleb Williams or Drake May. You did the right thing. You got rid of McCaffrey. You traded some of that away. You got your franchise QB. Plus, wide receivers and everything are better next year. But you got Adam Thielen, veteran coming in, very good hands, very good route running. He's reliable, smart. Now what do you do with your second round pick? You went and get Jonathan Mingo, who flew up the boards leading into the draft. Why? 6'2", 220-pound receiver out of Ole Miss. Mingo is built like a big running back, and one of the best assets is his strength with the ball in his hands. He's tough to bring down in the open field, effective vertical route runner with stellar top-end speed for his size. Tracks the deep ball well. Mingo has big hands and wins contested catches in traffic downfield. That's what you need for Bryce Young. Good for you. Panthers signed Adam Thielen and DJ Shark after trading DJ Moore. Forgot to mention DJ Shark. But Thielen is 32 years old and coming off a career low in yards per catch. Carolina needs to continue to surround the first overall pick Bryce Young with playmakers and put him in the best position to succeed. Mingo finished 2022 with 861 receiving yards, which was 7th in the SEC. I love this pick. That's a good trio of wide receivers. That's a solid trio of receivers for him. I love that. I really do. I love that. DJ Johnson, this is probably the one down pick that I don't like. Why? Johnson has 6'4", 260-pound out of Oregon. I'm an Oregon fan, by the way, as well. Why? Because Justin Herbert, whatever. Have to like him. Johnson has an outstanding combination of size and speed. He's strong and long enough to set the edge against the run. He's an edge rusher, by the way, not outside linebacker. Chases with good effort and closes well in pursuit. Johnson's a powerful edge rusher with active hands, but he's raw. But he has the potential to be a better pass rusher in the NFL than he was in college. I'm going to say that post-draft, and then I'll let you know why. Post-draft, a former tight end and 24-year-old prospect, Johnson reminds me a little bit of Brian Burns. Wonder why he went here. In the way he plays and will fit in the same role in the stand-up, outside rusher position. Johnson likely factors in as a rotational pass rusher out of the gate, but he could continue to develop and push Yetur Gross Matos opposite of Burns. I wasn't the biggest fan of this pick because I honestly thought you could have got him in the 4th round. I thought this was a little bit of a reach, but hey, at the end of the day, I say it consistently when it comes to the NFL draft. If you like a guy pretty much outside of the 1st round, there isn't a heavy reach. And the Patriots continue to show in and show out with that. Hence, last year's Cole Strange pick turned out pretty well. This was a little bit of a reach for me. You got Chandler Zavala, 6'3", 322-pound offensive guard out of NC State. Why is that? Don't you guys have a guard in NC State there that was drafted recently? That's why I like the pick. Zavala has the quickness to get into position and the size to wall off defenders in the run game. He flashes ability to overwhelm defenders climbing to the 2nd level. His technique needs to be better at times, but he has the foot speed, upper body strength, and core strength to develop into an effective pass blocker early in his career. Once again, I like the pick because where did Akeem Ekwonu go? I like it. And I love guard, tackle, center, offensive lineman picks later in the rounds in the draft. Because if you hit on one, wow, do they pay off. Wow, do they pay off. I mean, you have a brand new QB. You can never have enough depth protecting them, especially a little undersized Bryce Young. I love it. Now you got Jamie Robinson, which is your final pick of the draft. 5'11", 191 out of Florida State. Why did I like this pick? Well, I thought this was actually pretty good value, to be honest. In the 5th round, this was solid. Robinson is a tenacious and aggressive run defender who chases with great effort and rarely stays blocked despite his size. Slips off the occasional tackle trying to rip the ball out or deliver a big hit. I like that. I kind of like it. I like that. But tends to wrap up and has good stopping power. Robinson is also quick to diagnose routes and break on passes thrown in front of him. But he struggles to recover once he gets caught out of phase, even though he's competitive matching up underneath. This was a 5th round pick. I had this kid going in the 4th round. I like this pick. Overall, I'm giving you guys an A-. Why? You guys knew what you wanted. You went into the draft. You pulled the freaking trigger early. There wasn't drama, especially for the fans. You guys appreciated it. There wasn't drama. You all went into the draft knowing you were getting Bryce Young. He was your guy. He is the guy. He's a little undersized, but man, he's got everything. Bryce Young is an A+ pick in my eyes. Awesome pick. Then what did you do? You followed this draft, Jonathan Mingo. You got him a bigger receiver with you got him paired with DJ Shark and Adam Thielen, who he can learn from both of them. Awesome. And the dude is honestly an explosive receiver in the 2nd. I love it. I love it. He was projected mid-2nd round. This was your guy. Go got him. Once again, both of these guys were your guys. You went and got him. I love that for you guys. This was a little bit of a reach. That's why I'm giving you an A-. I said A- or A. I'm giving A-. I don't know what I said before. And then you went Chandler. This was an awesome pick. This really was. This was an awesome, awesome pick. You can't go wrong in adding depth on the line. And what did you do? You grabbed the guard on the other side of Akeem Ekwonu. These kids played together. This is awesome. Solid pick. And then you got good value out of Jamie Robinson. A- from me. A- from Two Tone Sports here. Let me know what you guys think. Let's discuss in the comments below. Do you think it was an A+? Do you think it was an F? I want to hear it. I want to hear it, Panthers fans. I do. So, boom, let's bring it over to Mel Kiper. After an off-season coaching change and a huge trade-up on the board to acquire the number 1 overall pick, the Panthers have a fresh start and a new franchise QB, Bryce Young, my top-ranked passer in this class, and could be a superstar. The 5'10" passer processes the game so quickly and sees things before they happen. I've said before that if he were 4 inches taller, he'd have a similar grade to some of the best I've ever scouted. In reality, the reality is the pick has some risk because we've never seen a pocket passer under 6 feet tall have consistent success at the NFL level. Young is 2 inches shorter than Drew Brees. Young can maneuver the pocket and scramble better than Brees, but Young isn't a great runner like Kyler, who's also 5'10". This pick is going to be a limitless test for how NFL teams can evaluate single callers going forward. This Carolina roster has ways to go, especially after losing wideout DJ Moore as part of the trade with Chicago. The organization gave up a 2024 first rounder and a 2025 second rounder in the deal too. And it had just 5 picks in this draft. Wide receiver Jonathan Mingo is a big riser since the end of the season. He has a great mix of size and speed, and he is great after the catch. I'm lower on edge rusher DJ Johnson, so was I, who I thought went about 2 rounds early. I said 1, he went 2. He's a little harsh sometimes on him, but whatever. Chandler Zavala could be an impact guard. Safety Jamie Robinson had a stellar week of practices at the Senior Bowl in February, and I like his potential. This class is all about Young and what he becomes. But the 2024 first-rounder Carolina gave up looms large over the next year. If Young and co struggle, Chicago might have a top 5 choice. What do you give to them, Mr. Kiper? A B. All right, we had a difference here. He got a B. I was A minus. Maybe he views that they gave up a little too much to hop to 1. Like I said, you guys knew what you wanted. You knew what you wanted for your franchise. You got your receiver. You got your QB. I don't see anything wrong with this. I'm an A minus. Carolina Panthers gets a B from Mel Kiper. Let's see what PFF's got for you guys. B plus. Let's go through it. Carolina moved up to number 1 overall and secured their potential franchise QB. Despite concerns at his size, Young was the top QB on the PFF big board, and his 92.9 passing grade led all players at the position over the past 2 seasons. Day 2, Mingo was one of the biggest risers in the pre-draft process and finds himself in Carolina to team up with top pick Bryce Young. While his production in college was spotty, he has a good blend of size and athleticism to like his fit there with the Panthers. Not to mention, he flashed often on tape between unbelievable body adjustment and clear wins at the line of scrimmage. This is one of the biggest reaches so far on the PFF big board, with Johnson coming in at 237 overall. So PFF, Mel, and I agree that Johnson was a reach. The Panthers are taking a swing on Johnson's athleticism on the edge. 4.49 40-yard dash at 261 pounds. 24-year-old prospect who recorded fewer than 50 career pressures on 786 defensive snaps in college. That's not a good look. That's why I said that was a reach. We'll move on. Day 3. Panthers have invested in improving their offensive line over the last several seasons and continue to do so with Zavala here. Played just over 1,000 snaps in FBS, but earned an 86.5 PFF plus pass blocking grade last season and adds some explosiveness to the interior of their offensive line. Once again, I love that pick. Carolina adds another defensive back for new defensive coordinator, not even going to butcher his name, to deploy in a deep secondary unit. Robinson's 16% forced incompletion rate illustrates his playmaking ability at the catch point when targeted. He plays fast, but that sometimes results in a missed tackle, with his 7.4 missed tackle rate on the high side. PFF grades you guys for a B+. So Mel's a B, PFF's a B+, I'm an A-. I guess I value the franchise decision and franchise stability at QB, considering I viewed it as it's nice to not have you guys mess around in that position anymore. I love the Jonathan Mingo pick. All 3 of us agree that DJ Johnson was a reach. I had him in round 4. You guys went 3. Mel had him in 4 or 5. And they had him at 237. To give you an example or a little perspective on that, in the round 5th, when you guys get Jamie Robinson, that was 145. So that's a late day 3 pick. But let me hear once again down in the comments, what do you guys think? Two-Tone Sports here, continuing with the draft grades. Man, this is a grind. As always, any support you guys show to the channel is much appreciated. And as always, thank you so much for watching.